How many hours a day should you practice piano? So no matter where you're at or what level you're at, I'm pretty sure you're looking for an answer. My name is Tobey from jazzmental.com, and I'm going to give you an answer that's not only worked for me for years, but works for me as a professional musician. So I'm pretty sure you can apply it to any level, and it's a pretty powerful formula. It's not really what you think. And we're going to dive into it right after this. You want to know how many hours you should practice a day. So here's my thinking on this. And of course, the thinking is from someone who's preparing for something, preparing for an event, preparing for like a recording or a concert or some performance. And that really should be the goal of any piano player, is to get ready for something. I mean, if all you ever do is practice and you don't share your talents with the world, it's kind of not why you should be playing the piano. I mean, obviously you have your own reasons, but I think your music should be shared. So here's how I go about practicing. First, let's take a look at each session of practice. So typically I'm about 2 hours max. It's as long as I normally go. I've been doing that for years. It's kind of served me well as a professional. I mean, I've released 8 albums and played concerts all over the world, even Carnegie Hall. I think a couple hours a day seems to work for me. So, and you know, once you do more than that, it can get to be a lot. And you know, I want to make sure that your arms are healthy and that you're not overplaying and that you're not stressing yourself out. So a couple hours a day, but then you have to use a formula. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share with you what I would do essentially in a 2-hour period. If I'm getting ready for a concert, and especially if I'm working on something new, I'll play one piece for an entire 2 hours. And the reason why I do that is because I want to focus a level 10 energy, which on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being 100% of your energy, I want to put all that effort into one thing. If I try to do too many things at once, it doesn't typically work out very well because you can't remember them all. There's muscle memory and there's coordination, there's you know, left brain, right brain, emotional. There's a lot that goes into music. So I'm going to take a song called Georgia, which I think you know, and I'm going to show you how I would practice it essentially over a 2-hour period. I'm looking at tearing apart the chords, taking soloing to a different perspective. So let me just play you something and I'll show you typically how I would practice one song. I mean, obviously, I'm not going to just jump into scales and things like that, but you might see me searching for different chords here and there and then just going over that a few times. So I'm pumping 100% of my energy into this one song for a couple hours. So here's a sample. So again, sometimes I might go over those first few A sections many times in a row, just to get the chord changes under my fingers, to get a sense of and a feel for the soloing, the melody, and just continuing that for a while and then maybe going on to the bridge section, and I'll play that in just a second. But I want to give you the second part of the formula. So the first part of the formula is 10. The second part of the formula is 24. Do you remember what 10 means? It means 100% of your energy on one thing. Work on one thing. And because what you focus on expands, and your knowledge of that particular piece will expand exponentially if you pump all of your effort into it and not get distracted by other things like learning something else. All right. The second part of the formula is 24. That means I'm going to do this again tomorrow. And the reason why I'm going to do that is because I want to remind myself quickly of what I did on day one. So I'm going to do it again tomorrow, but I'm also going to add something new to it. So I may not do one song for the entire 2 hours. I may do it for 1.5 hours or even 1 hour, and then the next hour start on something new. So I'm going to do it again tomorrow in 24 hours. So let's say I've been working on the bridge and I come back and I take a look at the bridge section, and it might sound something like this. So let's take it out of the second A and go into the bridge. Okay, so that didn't really work out. I haven't quite worked it out yet, so I'll just do it again. And then do it again and again and again. And what I'm doing is I'm searching for chords that are unique, sounds that work for me, sounds that make sense, sounds that are exciting, emotion. And then the more you do it, the more that song sinks into you. Okay, so let's do a quick review because there's one more part to the formula. It is a 3-part formula. And it is called 10-24-7. So 10 means focus on one thing, 100% of your energy, throw it all into one song. Next day, do it again, 24 hours later. And then again in 7 days. So I'm going to revisit this song 7 days. Now, I may not even revisit it during the entire period between tomorrow and 7 days from tomorrow. I may not do that. But if I do, it'll only reinforce it more. But if I don't, I'm going to retain 85%, which is a pretty high number, of that song for a very long period of time. Now, I may need to relook at the chart a little bit or a lead sheet, or may create something aside from what I'm doing here in order to remind me of those things, but I typically don't need to. So 10-24-7 method. By the way, I didn't learn this from musicians or teachers. I learned this from a group of people a while ago, back in 2005, and I applied it to business and other skills, and it works very well there, and I started applying it to music. And I kind of had done it before, but just not in a formalized manner, just not knowing what 10-24-7 actually meant. So I've been doing it kind of like this for years, but then I just sort of refined the formula based on what I was taught. So it totally makes sense. So 10-24-7 method. So your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to let me know in the comments below how it worked out for you. Did it actually help you practice? Did it make sense to you? Because remember, I'm coming at this as an actual professional, right? I mean, I'm constantly recording, constantly preparing for events. And that's even though I'm mostly retired from music. I'm getting back into it more these days because I just want to, and I'm making more videos and I'm putting these videos up on YouTube. So I'm more focused on it than ever before. But this is how I've been practicing for years, and I think it works really well. I hope it works for you. So let me play you out. Thanks for spending a little time with me. It's Paul Tobey. This is a fairly new YouTube channel, and we'd be really grateful if you could give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. So we'll be adding about 5 videos a week, just like this one. The videos are mainly focused on technical skills development, recording tips, and even professional and business development for musicians like you who want some help from a professional musician like myself. So I've toured 17 different countries, made 8 albums, was signed to a really good label, and made a full-time living as a professional artist. So I know and I'm confident that I can be a great resource for you. Subscribe now, and I'll see you in another video.